Well, good evening, everyone. It's absolutely wonderful to be with you again. I hope you've all enjoyed the view outside. It's really quite a little special place and quite a history. So tonight, with your help and your nominations, we introduce this new recognition for our alumni community. As TJ has said, the Hinrich Foundation Alumni Impact Award. Now, let me tell you a little secret. Some people say, well, that's Merle's idea. It's not my idea. Actually, it was one of you. I will not point to the person, but it was one of you that suggested this about 2 years ago. And we talked about it. And the problem we had was how to do that selection. Not easy. It's most certainly not easy when there are so many successful alumni. How do you grade, how do you evaluate, etc. So through your help, your idea and your help, and your amazing work, we have been able to create this award. And the award is really to celebrate the remarkable ways our alumni have advanced trade across sectors, across your individual communities, and indeed across countries. And by doing so, our alumni have helped create literally thousands of jobs. Job creation is one of the most powerful ways a business community can serve its people. Jobs give individuals purpose, jobs give families stability, and communities strength. When we create jobs, we create opportunities. And when we create opportunities, we create hope. And when we create hope, we build a better future for everyone. And this award is to celebrate creating those jobs, creating those opportunities, and indeed creating hope. And I want to sincerely thank the many alumni who wish to recognize their fellow alumni by participating in the nomination of those whom they felt were deserving of this award. Now, we're going to project on the screens, I hope, the names, and I'd like to go through them with you because they certainly deserve recognition. You will all recognize the individuals I'm referencing. And these are individuals that helped nominate winners. Amy, thank you, Amy. Now, we better save our applause because there's quite a long list, okay? So let me just quickly go through them. Adrian, Chandler, Adam, 𝗂𝗏, 𝗂𝗏, Seifel, Soforn, Pragya, Gabish, Juliet, Tevi, Sofal, Marco, Jerica, Carmela, Raksa, Leonhard, Payson, Yi, Kelly, James, Zin, To, Nipti, and Nobi. Now, a big round of applause because these individuals actually felt and believed that there was individuals amongst the alumni that really needed this recognition and deserved it. So, Catherine, Alex, and I, we reviewed the nominations and we decided, okay, what kind of criteria? So we came up with 4 criteria, and I'll read those to you. First of all, has this nominee made a meaningful contribution to sustainable and mutually beneficial trade? I'm sure you'll know where that came from, right? Sort of the mission statement. Is there evidence, number 2, is there evidence of real impact on businesses or jobs, communities, trade capacity, or shared prosperity? Number 3, does this person's leadership reflect integrity, inclusion, and collaboration? And number 4, have they invested in people through mentoring or education, skills development, opportunity creation, or community building? Quite a list. Not easy to qualify for that one, right? but we had many. These criteria helped us review the nominations with fairness and care and respect for the many different ways the alumni have contributed to trade. This year, alumni nominated 20 of their peers. 9 nominees were withdrawn or were unable to complete the process. 11 nominations were completed and reviewed. And all of them, I underline it, are exceptional, just exceptional. So the nominees represent the graduating classes from 2011 to 2026. They include 12 nationalities spanning Asia, Africa, Europe, and North America. Now, this is the list. Now, I wish to read those that were nominated, that were considered, and we recognize all of them. Adam Carell, Ben Wong, Celeste Zhang, 𝗏𝗏𝗀𝗏, 𝗂𝗶𝘁𝗵, Eddie Tsai, Elizabeth Brown, Huang Fan, 𝗄𝗶𝘁𝗵𝗏, Jermaine Aboud, Juliet Sui Gong, Kim Wu, Mai Nguyen, Mohammed Nobi, Marco Forrester, Narita Hangchog, Roger Lee, Chao Chol, Rakesh Dayal, and 𝗂𝗶𝘁𝗵𝗵. Now, a big round of applause. These are the individuals. These individuals were all nominees for this award. The nominees' professional roles, they span a remarkable range, literally, from CEOs, founders, managing directors. Some are consultants, there are lecturers and interpreters, to say nothing about it, family, mothers, fathers, etc. Their work spans the trade value chain, covering trade finance, technology, policy, education, manufacturing, marketing, business leadership, and community development. Not a lot left in that list. This scope, and I believe this scope is what makes the HFAA so powerful. It's a community that is built around contribution. This award recognizes, unfortunately, one example of what is possible when trade expertise is combined with purpose, leadership, and commitment to others. Like all of you, the recipient began as a Hinrich Foundation Global Trade Scholar. And after graduation, the recipient began building a career at basically the intersection of communication, business development, and trade. This person, who nominated, I'll let you know who that person is in a moment. This person's work at Global Sources helped sharpen a practical understanding of how export suppliers and import buyers connect. From there, our awardee moved into a multiple trade-focused managerial and consulting roles in their home country, with the prominent organizations including, and now we're narrowing it down, Austrade, the International Trade Center, and USAID. The winner helps bring together governments, industry, and supports ministries in the developing cooperation initiatives that help countries fully leverage regional trade opportunities. The winner is truly a Hinrich Foundation ambassador. And what distinguishes this recipient is not only the technical expertise, it is the ability to translate trade complexity into capacity, to turn knowledge into action, and to help governments, business, and communities better understand and benefit from trade agreements. This helps trade to become more inclusive and, most importantly, more practical and more beneficial to society. That is trade leadership, and that is trade impact. And that is the spirit this award was created to honor. So tonight, we are honored to recognize at the inaugural foundation's Alumni Impact Award winner, and alumna from the Hong Kong Baptist University Journalism Program, class of 2011, the Vietnam Country Manager for Regional Trade for Development, 𝗵 𝗍𝗀. 𝗵, please. 𝗵, please come to the stage. Congratulations, 𝗵.
Thank you so much. Well, at this moment, I feel really overwhelmed, which I rarely do before. So now as I reflect back, my journey with the Hinrich Foundation began with a meeting with Alex in Hanoi in 2010. And that was a summer day, so it was sunny, warm, and bright day. And perhaps this is why my journey with the Hinrich Foundation always carries that same sense of warmth and brightness. At that time, I couldn't imagine where that scholarship opportunity would eventually lead me. Many years later, I realized it did not simply support my education, but also shaped my career and values. So over the past 15 years since I received the scholarship, my journey in trade has taken me across different sectors, different roles. Today, I work across ASEAN, Australia, and New Zealand to implement the economic cooperation work programs under the 2 free trade agreements, which is the UNCEFTA and the RCEP, helping countries to advance trade policy reform, meet their commitments under the agreements, and to maximize the benefits of those free trade agreements. And over the years, I have learned that trade is never about trade. In the dictionary, trade is an activity of exchanging one thing for another, but I have learned what Mr. Hinrich has shared with you many times. Trade is about creating opportunities for people, for communities. It is about inclusiveness, that the disadvantaged is not forgotten. It is about countries working to build trust with one another. And you have seen what happened when countries do not doing that. And it is about people and businesses trying to grow every day. It is about regulatory frameworks that can foster the transparency and cooperation and more. And that belief is deeply shaped by the Hinrich Foundation, as Mr. Hinrich shared in his remarks this morning about trust, people, cooperation, and mutual benefits. Tonight, as I stand here now, some of you may think this is a recognition of my personal achievement. But very honestly, I don't see it that way. I have talked to many of you in this room last night, today. Your achievements are significant. Your journey is very inspiring and impressive. As Mr. Hinrich just said just now, so there are so many successful alumni in this room. Therefore, to me, this award isn't the recognition of my achievement. Rather, it is a recognition of a journey that is shaped by many people who have guided, trusted, and supported me along the way, including Mr. Hinrich, our CEO, Catherine, Alex, and many of you in this room tonight. In many ways, this award is a recognition and reflection of my journey, of your journeys, and of the shared journey that connected us all here together. And to Mr. Hinrich, this award is also the reflection of the extraordinary amount of care and commitment you have invested in every one of us over the years. Extraordinary amount, care, commitment. Every journey here in this room carries, in one way or another way, the imprint of the Hinrich Foundation. And to be honest, at the earlier stage of my career, I didn't quite understand the scale of impact. But over time, I realized how impactful your interventions can be, not only to individuals in this room, but to the wider communities. As you shared in your remarks yesterday, this morning, not yesterday, this morning, like people can create everything. People is the force to everything. And therefore, aside from my deepest gratefulness for this award to Mr. Hinrich and the Hinrich Foundation, please join me in celebrating something much bigger, the journey that each of us has taken, the shared Hinrich Foundation journey that connected us here, and the achievements of us all, the community we are so proud of and we have built together. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mai. Just an exceptional presentation. Thank you. We are very proud to recognize your leadership, your service, and the contribution of the sustainable and mutually beneficial trade with which you have done literally for the last 10 years. So as we close this segment, I want to reiterate the greater meaning of this award. Across our 284, and I believe maybe 285, we see the impact of trade in policy briefings on factory floors, in classrooms, and boardrooms, and living rooms, and in communities. That is your individual strength. That is the collective strength of the HFA community. With your nominations, which I know took time and effort and engagement, I thank you for those nominations. It was really an exceptional process that we went through. So, and importantly, all of your continued contribution, because to advancing the mutual trade, we look forward to doing this next year, and we can do this even better with your help and your engagement. Thank you very much. And again, my thank you.